Good morning, trader. This is Chris with the video analysis on Monday morning, where we take a look at the dollar choppiness, but is a breakout going to occur soon? We're going to take a look at the majors such as the euro dollar and the dollar yen, pound, and Aussie. But first of all, be aware that this video analysis is intended for a global audience and may not be suitable for everyone. Please visit admoremarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity for more information on that. Also, trading for exchange and financial products is considered high risk and may not be suitable for all traders and investors. Therefore, please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This video is for educational and informational purposes only, and by continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer. Let's start with the AUDUSD. We're looking at the weekly chart, and last week was definitely a big reversal on the Aussie with a big wick on top and kind of a pin bar looking formation, in fact, or rejection at least, to say the least. Now looking at the daily chart, we can see that that occurred right at a resistance spot, in fact, with the doji, and we've been going down ever since. So I like the bearishness here on the Aussie, but I'm aware that price is pretty close to potential support level. If we zoom in now from the daily towards the 4-hour chart, you can see that it is approaching support, the support trend line, the potential bottom right in here at around 76. So a potential bounce here seems likely. I personally rather short, not here so close near support, but rather wait for a bit of a pullback when fibbing the last swing high, swing low on the 4-hour chart. And of course, this could be moved down lower if price starts to push through a bit further, obviously. But I would rather look for the 50 or the 61.8 fib when this finally starts to correct to the upside. So when price starts to do this and slowly crawls up here to the 61.850 fib, I would expect that downside to occur and price to continue further to the minus 272 target. There's also a small little resistance zone right in there. So around 77, 75, around 78, I would expect price to stop and halt and revert back down also at this trend line, for instance, for further downside. Soon we'll continue with the euro dollar and dollar yen, but first of all I wanted to pause and let you know about this special deposit bonus available during March and April. Take a look at this link to find out more about the conditions and details. Alright, the dollar yen, as promised, is trying to push up and break above this small little consolidation, or actually correction, that we had here the last week, and is breaking above that. I would be curious to see how this daily candle closes at the end of the day, to see if we do have a good bullish candle close near the high, indicating strength by the bulls. And in that case, I would be interested in seeing a potential continuation, of course, of the uptrend that we've had here so far as well, and a bit here as well. So how far will this correction go? It could last long, but for the moment, if price is pushing through this resistance, there could be a good breakout trade to perhaps this resistance line, or maybe even this resistance line like this, and a good potential for at least 100, 150 pips until we reach another resistance spot on the dollar yen. The pound dollar daily chart is quite choppy, not really an interesting pair at this moment because of the lower kind of movements, slower movements that we're seeing here, quite corrective. We've got this trend line here, we've got this base right in here, indicating the top and bottom of that zone, and really looking for a breakout of that zone before trading it. If we do break out, we're running into some support or resistance nearby. That could be a bit of trouble if it does break out. So quite a tight zone here on the pound dollar. Alright, we'll take a look at the euro dollar in just a second. Before we do that though, please be aware of the webinars in the upcoming week. We got great stuff lined up. Tonight we have weekly FX recap with Tarantula. Tomorrow and Wednesday morning we have live trading lab and Forex strategy. Wednesday evening, expert opinion on standard deviation, and then Thursday evening we're taking a look at how to select the best currency pairs for the trading day or for the trading week. So hope to see you in one or all of these webinars throughout the week. Alrighty, then we can move on to the euro dollar. And looking at the daily chart, we see the price basically reverted back from the previous top at 110.40. Price was not able to push through that, and kind of halted there and stopped there at that resistance spot. Had a down day on Thursday, Friday, kind of a doji, and today seems to be pushing through for further downside. And we're about to push through this trend line. We're not there quite yet, but that could be a significant break on this euro dollar. I'm not saying that the downtrend is necessarily full in play yet again. I would be a bit cautious with that, but I would say that a downside pressure, at least to test perhaps a fib. We can put a fib on this chart like this from here to here. Perhaps to retest the 61.8, the 78.6 at 106, 106.80 could certainly be an outcome that might be very likely. If we indeed continue with this downtrend and head towards the lower levels like 102 and perhaps parity, remains to be seen. I'm not jumping to conclusions too fast. It is a very strong downtrend and has been, but we still have that pretty bullish FOMC spike, and until that daily low, for instance, is broken and also the bottom, still got to be careful that that could be used as support levels for a further kind of continuation of the correction up to 114, 113, 115, and perhaps something like this could occur and then further downside. That's something we have to be aware of. So although this particular downside is okay, we still have to be careful of the potential reversal at support levels for more upside again. I myself am most interested probably in the AUD USD and the Euro USD, either a break here below or a bounce from higher for downside, and perhaps even a bit of a bounce at the bottom, but that's something more of a reversal. And least interested in the pound dollar and dollar yen, a mediocre interest at this moment. That's basically my summary of the Forex market as we start out this week of the 30th of March. That also wraps up my video analysis of this Monday. Take a look at this special deposit bonus via this link to find out more about the conditions and details. And I hope to see you in one of the webinars sometime soon. Cheers.